I guarantee that the next 3 months are going to be very challenging because of those things that I mentioned: election, riots, coronavirus, and holidays. It might be a very challenging time, so make sure you fight for your job, you fight for your company, and teamwork, because there's going to be the most powerful people right now are going to win big, but the average, you're going to go down. But why are you going to get a prenup when you don't have shit? Like, we build all this shit together. So yeah, we have no prenup. I don't know why we're talking about prenups.
Are you trying to divorce me? He was really mad at me this morning, so maybe.
It was just, remember how much stressful it was at the time, because I was going through court.
It really was.
I went through trial. I didn't have the money, but I survived, and I needed to pay the attorney, and I would close the deal, pay. It was like a lawsuits take forever. I think this lawsuit took like 4 or 5 years. Like, obviously you can't wake up early no matter what, so like I have to do that. So we all have.
Wait, was I the one up till 3 a.m. while you were sleeping, or was that you right before Driven? Was I the one up super early while you were still sleeping the day before? Exactly.
You're getting off topic.
So
budgets,
if I have to get up, I get up, because I make sure I get it done. Hey guys, how are you today? I'm here with my wonderful husband who doesn't like to share anything with me except his money. Cheers.
We're going to talk about finances today.
He literally wouldn't share his Celsius with me. He's like, you have a lipstick on. I'm like, okay. So you don't like kissing me?
I like it when you come out fresh out of the shower.
What does that mean?
Nothing on.
Okay. I'll take that.
Like, that's the best sex, talking about that. Out of the shower.
How about in the shower?
I mean, I like it better fresh out of the shower.
Oh my God.
You don't get soap and all that stuff. Are we
Wipe
good?
your lip. You're all sweaty.
I'm always sweating.
I know.
And I just took a shower too.
I know.
Are we good? We're good, right?
Yeah, we're good.
You guys seem a little serious.
I don't know how to use Zoom, so.
Are you not?
Hey everyone.
Are you not? You can't see the Zoom people?
Yeah, they're right there. Now we can see them.
Okay. You have to mute yourself over there. All right, guys. So welcome to Driven Couples. We're gonna talk some finances today. I just took a shower. It's really hot, isn't it?
It feels like Miami. I like it. It
Yeah?
feels good. Mm-hmm.
Is it humid?
I don't know.
You think
it just
so?
feels like a little warm. Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys watching us on Instagram, we're going to be here for a little bit. And for those of you that are part of the company, we're having a huge party this Friday. Like, huge party. We're going to open up the bar over there. We're going to have the pool. The pool's more than ready. It's all filtered and clean. We're going to have cocktails. We're going to have a chef.
Hors d'oeuvres.
So much fun. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be for the top performers of the company. And I can't wait for that. And also, you guys like this cap? These are the black on blacks. And we're going to have these are going to go on Amazon tomorrow morning, right? We got to take a picture of it. Yeah. And then also we have the pop sockets, the Driven pop sockets.
Hoodies, T-shirts.
I think we're just going to start off with the hat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Amazon is a bit different. Mm-hmm. But we have all that available on the website, by the way. We're good? We're good, Tony? Awesome. So, Syl, we're going to talk about you. Well, introduce yourself. Who are you?
Everybody knows who I am. I'm your wife.
We have new people watching us.
So I'm Syl. I'm Albert's wife, and I think everybody already knows that. But we're happy to be here with you guys tonight. We just ate, so we have a lot of energy for an hour, right?
Well, you seem a little low on energy.
I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, what?
I feel like I have a sore throat, so.
That's why I gave you some vitamin C. So, guys, like, one of the things that I want to go over is who handles the finances. Like, who handles the money between us? Is it both of us, or is it me, or is it Syl? Okay? So, I handle the finances, right?
For the most part.
I handle the finances. So, that means, like one of the things that, well, I'm gonna tell you how I got to where I got. With the help of my wife, like we both were a team. So it's gonna lead us to the next question, like about money. But I mean, based on results, we're doing over 21 million in revenue this year. I mean, we have a couple of exotic cars. We have a nice $10 million home, and
that
we
needs
employ
furniture.
Needs furniture. We employ over 300 people so far, and we're just getting started. So you guys have seen like our lifestyle and everything that we have accomplished. It's not a lot, but it's something. It's a start. But based on those results, I'm gonna tell you how we've done it this far, and we've made a lot of changes. Yeah. Like when I started making $300,000, I was making $300,000 a year. This was in 2013. This was when I bought my first 4-unit property. 2014 actually was when I hit 300,000. 2013 still was that year. I remember it. I made 130,000 that year because that's the year when I had a lawsuit, when I was getting my broker's license, and when I was dealing with my DUIs that I was cleaning up. So that was it was just, remember how much stressful it was at the time, because I was going through court.
It really was.
I went through trial. I didn't have the money, but I survived, and I needed to pay the attorney, and I would close the deal, pay. It was like a lawsuit. Lawsuits take forever. I think this lawsuit took like 4 or 5 years. And we just went on and on. This guy wanted to sue me for
stupid stuff.
He was suing like for a couple million, remember? And then he got, and I was just like the little guy. And then they were involving Remax and just, they were trying to make it a really big deal.
Yeah.
At the end, they which is another thing I'm gonna talk about. They ended up getting, I think I paid him $10,000. That might be off by a little bit, but I ended up paying $10,000, and Remax paid $90,000. This took like 4 or 5 years, and what attorneys, like stupid attorneys, they don't realize, like, man, I go 4 years, 5 years, and try to sue these people to get some money. And then 4 or 5 years, they don't realize all the work, all the court sessions, all that time that they put in. They have to divide it by all those hours, all those years, and then they have to split it with the client, and they have to split it like with all the expenses and people that they employ, and it makes no sense, unless you're gonna go sue Blackstone, huge company that has a lot of money, and you're going to get a piece of that. That's a lot of money. But people, like attorneys, don't realize, that attorneys, like they'll sit in the park to see little kids fall, and then the kids are fine. And then they go to the mom, the parents, hey, I saw your
not all attorneys, just like anything. There's good people and there's bad people.
Yeah, but I'm talking right now about bad attorneys.
Yeah.
There's always good. There's a lot of bad realtors. You were a good one. There's a lot of bad loan officers. I'm a good one.
Yeah.
Jomar's a good realtor.
Yeah.
So like I'm talking about those people that I don't get it why they do that. They go through long, and that's how they make their money. And some people, they sit in parks, and then whenever somebody falls, they represent the client.
Sue the city, and then they close the parks.
They represent the client for free in hope that in a year, 2, 3, 4, they'll make the money and all that. But I don't know why I got into this. You kind of led me into this and kind of lost. Now I lost my thought. I was talking about finances.
How we got here, what it takes.
But why did she get me into that?
You got yourself into that.
No, I was talking about finances, and she got me into that.
Who handles finances?
Remind me, so. You're talking. I'll remember right now because you kind of distracted me.
So what a lot of people ask me on social media, at least a lot of women and even some men, I get a lot of questions like who answers the finances, who does what, who pays for what, who does what, right? And it's a lot different when you're just in a relationship as far as boyfriend and girlfriend. It's a lot different, right? I never expected him to pay for anything. I actually like to be in charge of my own things because I'm very good at managing money. Now, everybody's different. And once you become married, it's a whole different ball game. That's just different. And then now we run companies together. So basically all the revenue I make, I let it stay in the company. And that's just how we work it out. But I think you were talking about...
I remember. So 2013, 2013, I made 130,000. I remember that vividly because that's the year where I was going through this lawsuit, and I had a DUI that I got in 2007, but it was still hurting me 2013. So that's the year when I applied for my broker's license, and they put it on hold because of the DUI that happened 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And finally that year, December 31st, it gets approved. We were in Muncharos.
In Malibu.
Yeah. And my brother was there, and then we had Makina's brother. What's his name? Remember? Yeah. So we were there, and then we ended up at the Ritz. We had a good time. We celebrated. That year, the lawsuit settled. Like they got their little piece that they wanted finally, and then it was just a year of a lot. And that's the year where I opened the corporation for the Mortgage Guy Inc. So that was a huge year. And then when I made 300,000 the next year, that was my biggest year to date. 300,000, 2014. That's the year that, for a lot of you that have been following me for a while, that's the year that I met Grant Cardone in person. Went to Cancun, and I learned a lot, and it was like 2014. And from that year, I just started doubling my income. Next year, 600. Next year, 1.2. Next year, 3 million. And then from there, I just kept growing. And that's why if you're not growing, you're dying. But 2014, I made 300,000. And the way I managed my finances was I had an Excel sheet, and I had all the deals that I closed. I had all the expenses, and Excel does all the math. You just, as you close the deal, you plug in your numbers. $14,000 commission here. Expense here, expense here, expense here. Next commission, 7,000. So I had everything lined up, detailed. January, I closed 4 deals. February, I closed 8. March, I closed 4. April, I closed 12. And just giving you some basic numbers for examples. But that's how I used to manage everything. And then every paycheck that I got, I used to get 10% and just put it into another account, transfer it to another account, and I wouldn't touch that. And it started growing because till then, I've never been a good saver. I used to make money and spend it, make money and spend it. Going back to when I lost everything, I was spending double the money that I was making because I used credit cards and everything, but I was spending it on not scaling the companies. I was spending it on scaling the woman, when I was going out with my friends and the parties and
spending it on
stupid
fun stuff.
Yeah. So 2014, I started managing everything through Excel and saving 10%. That 10% idea, I got it from a book. That's not the way to do it. That's maybe when you're starting, and if you want to get a little bit more responsible, and 10% is a good number, then 10% is a good number. But as I've grown every year, I've tweaked it. And then I made a lot of money, and I had a lot of money saved, and we decided, let's scale the company. And then as we grew, we always had to make adjustments. But that was the start, and now I'll go a little further and go more advanced. But do you remember those times?
Yeah, of course. We used to work not more than now, a lot, 24/7.
And guys, I want to keep it open for you guys to ask questions. Maybe we could do more questions today and interact more. But as to who covers the bills, it's not. I mean, I cover the bills, but really, it's not my money. It's the company's money. It's not Albert and Syl's money. It's our money. It's the company's money. If you guys were at Driven last weekend, or actually 2 weeks ago, or if you saw the last episode of Driven Couples, 2 people in the company got equity. So you guys could go back and watch the replay, but 2 people got equity in the company. So it's our money. Now, the $21 million in revenue that we're doing, we have to come up with numbers how are we going to scale it to 42 million next year? How are we going to reward future equity owners for 2021? What are going to be what are we looking for to award equity, whether it's 0.5%, 1%, and none. So all of that stuff, that's new level finances. So to answer that question, it's not me that pays all the bills. It's our company, our baby. And we don't have a prenup. When we got married, I didn't have shit. So we've made this together. We have different roles. It's now, if I would get married later, and of course I would get a prenup. But why are you gonna get a prenup when you don't have shit? Like you have to. We build all this shit together. So, yeah, we have no prenup. I don't know why we're talking about prenups.
Are you trying to divorce me? He was really mad at me this morning, so maybe.
And like, how do you manage your bank accounts? Like we have, like I have 19 bank accounts, different bank accounts, and I track them every day. Like I check my finances every day. I'm not perfect. I made a mistake. One of those 19 accounts, I kind of didn't check it for less than a week, and some mistakes happened there. But what you don't track doesn't improve. So I'm always big on those 19 bank accounts, and that little fucking bank account, you don't pay attention to it, and it shrinks. So it wasn't a good move on my part. I apologize for that. But yeah, like you have to track your bank accounts every day. Every day when you wake up first thing in the morning, just check your balances. If your balance is lower 7 days in a row, maybe it's not a good. Maybe you're not doing good with your finances. Maybe you're spending too much money going to Lululemon or taking your girl to TGI Fridays or wherever she wants to go. So maybe you have to cut some of those things off. So that's why you have to track your finances every day. Just like you work out every day and you weigh yourself every day, you have to check your finances, your bank accounts every day. So every day, track your finances, your personal life, how many times you have sex, how many times you take your kids out to the park, and all of that. Everything.
The parks are closed, so not very many.
Well, you create your own parks. They closed 10,000. What was the solution? I'll get my own treadmill. I'll get my own weights. I'll create my own gym. We'll get our own pool. We'll get our own park. And solution. Everything in life has a solution.
That's right.
She was mad at me today. Then she pissed me off. And then I had a solution. I told her, I'm not talking to you anymore. Everything in life is easy. And
IG is still on.
Yeah, so IG. We're going to cut it off. And if you guys want to keep watching this, I'll text you the link. I'm going to be looking at my phone right now. I'm going to get everybody that's new that text in. I'm going to send you the link to the Zoom, and then we'll stay there. We're going to go straight to questions because, like, I don't know what you guys want to talk about, what questions you have about finances, because maybe you're in level 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 10, and maybe you have more money than us, and maybe you could give us some tips. So I'll see you guys. Text it. Make sure you save it with the cell phone.
It's so good out here.
So? Mm-hmm. And how do you choose the accountant of the relationship? You're gonna cut it off, right?
Bye.
How do you figure out? Well, let's say Tony has a girlfriend, or I don't know if I'm just making it up, but let's say Tony's dating this girl named
whatever,
Tiffany, and Tony and Tiffany are dating, and then how do you select whether Tiffany is gonna be the person that manages the money or Tony? Well, you always let the person that has the strength in that department, they're the ones that manage that. Like, obviously, I'm not a good mother, but I could be a good father. Like, when it comes to, when you feed Berlin, I can't do that.
Obviously. I think everybody knows that.
Like obviously, you can't wake up early, no matter what. So, I have to do that. So, we all have
Wait, was I the one up till 3 a.m. while you were sleeping, or was that you? Right before Driven. Was I the one up super early while you were still sleeping the day before? Exactly.
You're getting off topic.
So budgets, if I have to get up, I get up because I make sure I get it done. So that's inaccurate.
We don't have any budgets. Like Syl, she believes in budgets. I don't believe in budgets.
I don't believe in budgets. I believe in not spending more than you have.
In spending everything and making 100x more. If you make 100x more, you don't have to worry about budgets. So figure out how you make more money. If you have a job and you want to make more money, then get a second job. If you don't do that, then find out. There's a lot of ways. Maybe let's come up with this way to make more sales, and you get paid with more sales. If you want to make more money,
you focus on creating money. It's that simple.
Let's create this new product that we're gonna sell. Let's create these campaigns. Let me go bartend later. Let me work the weekends. Hey, Albert Syl, how can I help you on the weekends and make more money? Always think of ways to make more money, and then you won't have to worry about budgets. So that's what I'm waiting for Steph to get her a Corvette. because that'll make her create more money. But yeah, you want to jump into some questions?
Sure. Well, you have to ask. You're gonna have to ask. You haven't asked yet.
All right, guys. So ask me some questions. Ask Syl some questions. What is your
Well, it's really easy in this country that we live in to get into a lot of debt. So I agree with creating money, but I also agree on not spending more than you have. It depends. It's like, it depends at what level you're at. But that's why most people stay broke. It's because they spend more money than they have, and they're chasing around that, and they never get out of debt. So there's different ways to look at it, and it just depends on the level of the income that a person makes as far as like how much money you should be spending.
yeah? But
Period.
There's the people that save and budget, like my old friends.
Yeah.
They went to college, got their degree, and they bought their house, and they're happy with their house.
That's fine.
and their
Everybody
wife
has
and their
different goals
kids.
in life. Yeah.
But they budget and they save, but they don't save millions. They save 10,000, 20,000.
That's why you got to make the right moves. So you have to have the right
So
friends.
if you invest those 20,000, maybe you'll get to 40,000. But if you never take those risks, then you're never gonna reach those big goals. Now, you're completely right. Some people don't have big dreams.
Yeah.
I have big dreams, so I could only teach you about big dreams based on my experience and my accomplishments so far.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to think small. If you guys are looking for small thinkers, I'm sure you're not, but I'm not one of those. And that's why you're here, because you're thinking big and you want to go for big dreams.
Well, the bigger the risk, the
I've
higher
never
the reward.
imagined us being here.
I kind of did. That's what happens when you work 24/7 without really being like, man, I'm working too much. Like, you could always do more. That's one thing that my grandma always taught me. Like, you can always do more, and most people stop before they get there. And easiest thing is to quit or to just get comfortable and complacent. But if you don't quit and you keep going, quitting is easy. That's just like, oh, I'm done. I'm over it. I'm not going to try and make this work. Keep going, that will take everything that you have, literally. Like, it's there's just some days where I'm like, man, like, when does it get easier? Like, when do I get to like chill for a couple of hours at a time or whatever? Never apparently. So
Yeah, and one of the things that I highly recommend, there's more people trying to join. You have to accept all of them. There's another person. So another thing that really helps me is hanging out with ballers. Like the first time, like, you know, when I met Grant, I went to Cancun and I met all these people that were doing good. Everybody was making, you know, 100 grand, 50 grand, 150.
yeah.
And I was making 300. And there were probably a couple of people that were making more than me.
Yeah.
Jared, I remember, was making the same amount of money I was making, supposedly. So that's what they said. But my point is, being around those people, I've never been around those people. I was used to being around people that were old friends and family members that were making 60K, 50K. And they were like, you have to go get a degree and you have to go do this. But they never told me, hey, what about becoming an entrepreneur and making some sales? And because when you're an entrepreneur, like, you have to work a lot of hours. People think that,
Yeah.
hey, I'm going to have my own schedule, I'm going to work less. But for most people, being an entrepreneur is, I'm going to work less and make the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's another sign of small thinking. So as I continue to grow and meet newer relationships, then I started hanging out. Instead of hanging out with the people in the seminar, I started hanging out with the influencer. And then that influencer introduced me to another influencer.
Mm-hmm.
But I started buying the seat in the front, like the first row, the seat in the front. I was always the one like buying the ticket in advance, sitting in the first row. And I'm not saying this, guys, because I want you guys to go buy Driven tickets. We don't have any space in the front rows anymore. Like, they're gone for Driven 5. No more front row seats at all. The CEO tickets, we have, I mean, I could count them with one hand. So I always committed a year in advance. And you might be thinking, like, why would you do that? Like you commit and then beautiful things happen later. So I always sat in the front, And guess who I met in the front? Sam Bakhtiar, Brad Lee.
Yeah.
All these people are doing
Better
good.
relationships. It's kind of like the wedding that we went to this weekend. There was nothing but amazing people there. It was so impressive. Like I was like, man, these are the kind of people that I want to be around. The people that are happy about life, that are happy to help you, the people that want others to succeed. We literally met so many amazing new people. It was absolutely insane. It was a beautiful wedding, and our friends are the cutest ever. And they're so cute. And it was just fun. You know, good people. It's feels good to be around good, happy people.
Can you accept that new person? I don't know why we have to do it manual.
Yeah, they updated the app, so we're having a hard time with Zoom.
Yeah, but it's always just making adjustments. So
Yeah.
I was hanging out with the owner of this big company. So I'm talking about a guy
Huge.
that's worth
A lot of money.
a lot of money. Yeah. Yeah, like
And it's just good to like interact and change words with these types of people. And I'm sitting there listening. I'm like, damn. See, that's something that like makes me very, very happy, just to be able to speak to these people, hear their ideas, how they speak, how they carry themselves. And this is something that I've always paid attention to. Like, who do I want to be like? And before, it used to be like all the girls in the novelas that were like walking around. They didn't have to wash dishes. They had people, maids.
no, I mean, what about when we used to be in the 1-bedroom apartment in West Hollywood?
You still act like
And-
you're
and-
a million,
and-
like you own the
and-
place.
And you used to drive to Fontana to see your friend.
Yeah, that's something that I chose to do, and it made me happy at the time. And when it stopped making me happy, that's when I stopped doing it.
That's when you
Stopped
started
doing
growing.
it. Yeah.
The moment you stop doing it, you start something else. So
Yeah.
you stopped and you started
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now talk about those ladies you were hanging out with and chit-chatting all night.
They were amazing.
At the wedding.
It was so nice. It was really,
so just
really
so you
nice.
know, like the person I'm talking about is this person that was on the $12 million yacht that I spoke about, that we just jumped over and hung out. You were hanging out with the wife, was one of the girls.
Yeah, she was really sweet.
And
Very
then
sweet.
and then I'm hanging out with him. I'm hanging out with Rob, with Roman, and quite a few other people that I met that now we exchanged numbers.
Yeah.
Right. And then they're talking about like hundreds of millions of dollars, like in the bank and investments and things like that. One person was talking about a multi-billion-dollar investment that they're working on.
It's so crazy.
And then some were talking about $500 billion that they could put together with a combined investors to make these big level developments. Like, as you know, Roman is a developer. So they're talking about all these big numbers. And I'm like, damn, like, you don't worry about 30 million, $100 million. Like, that's baby money.
Baby money.
So then you start thinking about finances and budgets. Dude, you got to stop worrying about that and start focusing on creating more money. Like, money solves most problems in anything, especially in business.
I agree. Well, with more money, you can hire better people to work with you. Make your life easier. I'm like, literally, if you can make my life easier and I don't have to think about it, I'll pay you anything, really. But it's just, those growing pains that we've been going through.
Well, it's led us to $21 million, but let's start with the first question.
It's my question. We don't have any questions yet on here, but I do have a question. for
What
you
is it?
guys. So obviously, when you're in a relationship or where you're boyfriend and girlfriend, husband and wife, it's completely different, right? But
Completely.
obviously, assigning roles in a relationship is important. That way, everybody is managing something. How do you select the accountant in the relationship, the one who's going to be paying all the bills, the one who's going to be managing the money? How do you select that person based upon what qualities?
The one that's the strongest in that department.
Or the craziest one.
No, not the craziest one.
So honestly, it really comes down. I wouldn't say
You should always be honest.
What do you mean? Oh
You
my
say
goodness.
honestly.
Really? Like today you've been on my nerves all day and I told you if you piss me off, I'm going to walk off and I'm not playing.
I'm not pissing you. I just said, like, you should always be honest. You shouldn't say honestly.
No, well, I mean, it just depends.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
just-
hard question.
just say
We
it.
talked about it the
Like,
other
when
day.
I don't say honestly I love you. I say I love you.
Goodness gracious. Sorry, guys, today's not our day because literally, like, if I would have been having a drink, I would have walked off. Like, you need to stop. I do. So with us, it kind of happened in a way where he's very good at, like,
Numbers. I'm a loan officer.
I wouldn't say you're good at numbers. He's very good at, like, he would be like, oh, we're going to do this and we're going to do that and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And I'm like, okay. So, but once you have kids, since he's so good
If
at...
I was good at numbers, we'd probably be at 42 million.
Imagínate. We would.
Yeah.
We would.
Maybe one day I'll be good at numbers.
What I'm saying is, let's answer the question. Do you want to answer the question or do you want to keep deviating to different things?
No, you're talking about
Okay.
kids. So kids, and
So
that's your
for
role.
us, it just kind of fell into place in a way because we were growing the company for how many years before it actually was like a beautiful thing where we have extra money all over the place and we can invest more in growing the company and hiring more people.
Almost
because
7 years.
It's a huge overhead. People don't realize this. Everybody wants to be the boss until you have to pay the bills, right? Having your own everything means you're responsible for everything: overhead, expenses, lawsuits, you name it. And we've been through it. So with us, it kind of just went into a place where I was like, okay, I'm going to stop taking my commissions. We'll leave them in the company because I believe the goal and I love helping people and I'm always looking for good people. But with us, it kind of just happened naturally where, you know, it's like everything's just kind of on autopilot. And I stopped taking my commissions to leave them in the company to have surplus of money to cover the expenses, right? Because not every month was beautiful as it is now. And not every month we had 20, 30 recruits that were amazing because we handpick everybody. We don't want everybody. We want the 1%ers in our company, and that's okay. Because people that are less than that, they're draining. They bring the culture down. They literally drain other people, and we only want good people. And that's important because for a long time, him and I tried to save everybody and do everything for everybody and give everybody a chance. But I'm like, at the end of the day, you have to do it yourself. If you don't do it and you think if somebody owes you something or they have to do it for you, it doesn't work like that. Because I prefer somebody with a good attitude. Today's a perfect example. We hired 2 people one with no experience and one with a little bit of experience under somebody else who's fully licensed. And I could just see the potential, the hungriness in that person's eyes. And I'm so excited to bring her on and connect her with the right people that are going to help her.
A celebrity.
Yeah, she's so cute. I really liked her. And I love good people because it's the shitty people that make everybody's life harder. The lazy people.
Our boy Jesus brought her.
Yeah. He's like recruiting all kinds of people. I'm like, okay. So again, it's just important to select the right people. And
what about the guy today that made 51 grand?
Yeah, that's really cool. Happy guy. He was still in the office when I left.
Well,
Happy.
Obviously, it's working out for him.
Yeah.
Saying
you just have to be teamed up with the right people that care about you.
So what Syl was really trying to say, there's a new invite. So what Syl is really trying to say, but it's taking her like a lot of words to say it, is that when you focus on production, you stop worrying about all the little caquitas.
I have no comment.
You focus on production. You focus on hiring. You focus on recruiting. You focus on creating. How can I make more money? How can I get more agents? How can I market more? How can I spend more? And that's how you grow. And then one day, after being underpaid for many years, then one day you don't have to worry about money at all.
Yeah.
So do you guys have separate accounts or mutual accounts?
Separate. We have some together.
Yeah.
But it's like a lot of accounts.
Yeah.
There's accounts for different companies, accounts for different needs. There's the vacation account.
But also when we were just boyfriend and girlfriend, like I like to pay for stuff. I like to have control of my own things. I like to just handle things on the spot. I'm more like, okay, to organize than he is. He's just a little bit like all over the place. And to me, it's like I like to just know that my things are handled, they're taken care of, and then I can move on with my life to keep on doing and creating.
Yeah, but you need you need someone that's, we got another visitor.
A little crazy.
You need a crazy person to get to $1 billion.
Yeah,
company.
That is true.
And then you need
an army.
You need an army to scale the business. You need somebody like Syl that keeps me in check. And like I said, like billionaires argue. Like Sophia was telling me about how her and Bobby got in. She was telling me, "Oh, we got in a bad fight, but we're all good now." And so when you think about like, oh, you know, when we become billionaires, everything's gonna be perfect. It's not. Like somebody was asking me, "Hey, so you're gonna be a billionaire in the next couple of years? Man, you made it." And I'm like, "What's the big deal about becoming a billionaire?"
What do you mean? What's the big deal? How hard it is to get there?
It's not exciting.
Really?
Like it's just
let's talk when we make a billion.
well,
let's talk then.
That's what you.
It's exciting.
That's
He's
what you
lying.
said before 21 million. That's what you said before we moved here.
But look so the misconception with money. Okay, so the journey is
When you become a
great.
billionaire, you look forward to the next step.
I agree. And then like I asked you the other day,
Nothing
when is enough enough? Like when is enough enough? Like I always wondered that because we're literally from place to place to place to place. Right now I'm looking for certain people to fill certain positions and create new positions so that we're all good and we can continue to scale. But this happens to us every so often when we're like this. Like right now I feel like this. I'm still like this from Driven, and I know it's going to take having the right puzzle pieces. Like when I found Liz, before that I had somebody who wasn't that experienced, good person, great person, but that just wasn't the job for her, and that's okay. And she let me know, and we moved on, and all is good. But when I brought Liz on, like seriously, that girl like saved me. It's always different problems, and sometimes a person can take you here, but they can't take you here, and that doesn't make them a bad person. It just means that that's all they have to give, and that's okay, right? But it's crazy. Like I know that as soon as we find what we're looking for, the two positions that we're looking for right now, it's just going to continue to grow because we're attracting so many amazing people, and then we turn away a lot of people because again, I don't want to deal with those people that already come with like too many things to the interviews. I'm like, okay, goodbye.
So like
See you next time.
this month we beat last month.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it always seems like, man, Albert's always saying they beat last month.
Well, we went back 1 month. I don't know which one it was, but right?
You go up a month. It's you want to talk about that?
That happens to us, and also lenders right now are taking forever, but our realtors are doing amazing.
No, so the way it works is there's another person. The way
You
it
go
works
up
is you'll crack a record 1 month, and then you have a little fall the next one, and then you crack the record again. You have a little fall, and then you have a crack the record. That's called momentum. Like you're going up, and you're going like that. But it's not like when you're going down and going down and going down, that's a problem. So when you break a record in 1 month, don't feel discouraged if next month you close a few more, because the next month you're gonna crack it, and it's like based on my experience, that's how it's been, and that's how it is. Like you're just not cracking a record every single month, because there's gonna be months like February that have 28 days.
Yeah.
So you got to track your quarters. Like how many quarters? Like till today, we've been breaking records every quarter. That means that January through March, April through June, July through September, and then you have October through December. 4 quarters. So right now, we're going to start. We cracked again. We beat our prior record for the previous quarter. And next quarter is going to be probably the toughest quarter. And this is going to be worth this Zoom call. This is going to be worth this podcast. Next quarter is the toughest one because you have all the holidays.
Yeah.
You have Thanksgiving.
It really
you have
is.
December. And then the coronavirus, and then the elections, and the riots that are gonna, start happening again. Like all this stuff, a lot of distractions. So what does a CEO have to do right now? You have to create an innovative campaign. What's that innovative campaign? You have to create a positive distraction. A positive distraction. So how can I distract my people right now to not watch the election, to not watch the riots, to not watch, to not go to Christmas, to not focus on Thanksgiving?
I mean, it's okay to focus on it, but don't let it completely take over. It's okay to spend time for the holidays with your family.
No, guys. How do you distract your people from all these distractions into a positive distraction. So what did I do last year? Last year, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I created a fitness challenge, and I put out all these awards. We have this camera, we have this watch, we have this, and then we're gonna do this trip. And everybody was like, yeah, I'm gonna work for that. So guess what? People weren't drinking alcohol. That's what the holidays are made for, to drink alcohol.
No, to spend all your money.
And they didn't have that distraction because everybody was focused, I gotta win this competition because I'm gonna get this cash prize. So I wanna go on this trip. And so that distracted them from all the holidays. So now it's something to think about. How am I gonna get people's attention off the riots, off the coronavirus? Pretty much a lot of people forgot about it. And I'm sure if you're successful, your people are not covering their face and doing all this corona bullshit. And also the election is going to be a big distraction. Hey, you know what? Keep up to date with it. It's very important to know politics, to be aware of what's going on. Be aware of who you're voting for. Be aware of what happens if you vote for Biden. Be aware of what happens if you vote for Donald Trump. So be aware. I'm not saying vote for him or vote for him, but remember that if somebody wins, there's going to be a lot of consequences for that.
Yeah.
So all of these things are going to be distractions. Let's say one person wins and then taxes go up. Then people are going to be distracted and worried about taxes. Look, just focus on making more money. Focus on maybe moving to another state. Focus on the pivot. Like, what's going to be your pivot? So there's always going to be distractions. Like when the coronavirus happened. What happened? Everybody went out of business. And I mean most people. Like people were sent home to work from home. Some people were unemployed. A lot of people were getting bailout money. A lot of people started getting distracted with TV. People started gaining weight. Alcohol sales went higher.
Yeah.
A lot of things that went on. So everybody got distracted. You know what I did? I created a positive distraction for everybody to work during coronavirus so that we could take advantage of all these people that are sleeping, and that we took off. Like, we really blew up during the coronavirus. So I want to thank the coronavirus, if you're watching this, for helping our company blow the fuck up. What?
No.
Question from Michael Favreau.
We have also a new person that wants to join. Thank you very much.
You have to probably change the settings on that.
It's because it updated. Typically, it hadn't made me select for him.
We got Michael.
Hey Albert, how's it going, man?
Amazing, brother. How are you? Remember of Michael?
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, hi. Okay, I got a two-part question for you. Number one, who in the family pays the credit card bills? And number two, do you guys take a certain percentage of your monthly income and put it away for savings?
He pays all my credit cards.
and we don't, like, what we started doing now is we keep reinvest all the money into the company. So the company now is on autopilot. We're just over creating money, and it's just blowing up the accounts. It's blowing up the accounts, and we're focusing just on creating. We're distracted from spending money. So we don't have time to spend money. We don't have a budget, meaning that if we want to go out, we go out to dinner. If we want to have Camus, we'll have a Camus bottle or two.
Or 5.
Like we had a few with Roman and Joanna. Remember?
Yeah, on Monday night.
And we don't worry about that, but we're distracted from, let me go waste time here with these group of guys. Let me go waste time with these group of ladies. And we're just focused on the business. So everything that we, like the profits, we'll invest in technology to how can we make the company run faster? Like, what CRM is going to be better? What data can we buy that's going to give us that edge over those competitors? So that's what we're investing the money in. And credit cards, you know what we use? We use a lot of credit cards that give you points. Like the Chase Freedom card is a good one. The B of A card, the B of A Rewards, the red one. Amex, all these cards that give you a lot of points. We use them and we spend, because we have a lot of expenses. We'll spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, and then we'll get all these points for free. And then if you pay off your credit card, then you don't pay any interest, but you make thousands of dollars by spending money. So that's what we do with our credit cards.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much. And Syl, by the way, you look very pretty tonight.
Thank you. You're so sweet.
You're awesome, brother. By the way, you got to get back on Instagram. I haven't seen you on Instagram.
Yeah, my account was hacked, dude. I'll send you a message with the new link and stuff for my new name.
Okay.
Awesome, brother. Nice talking to you.
So cute.
You too.
All right. So one of the things that you were doing really well.
Me?
Yeah.
Or Steph?
No, like when I met you.
Oh. Uh-huh.
You were like, you were like always like super organized with your money. You were like, oh.
I don't like my stuff all over the place. I get stressed out with that. Like me dan ansias.
But see, like she needed a tiger to like push her to like let's invest, let's take some risks, because you weren't really like a big risk taker.
I mean, I take calculated risks.
Yeah.
I don't just say, fuck it, let me spend 200 grand when I only have 100. Does that make sense? And then magically the money just comes out of, I don't even know where. Like our first driven, that was crazy. But
Yeah.
everything works out, and I agree with him. So we complement each other very, very well. His weaknesses are my strengths and vice versa. And that's why we make such a good team, even though sometimes I do want to choke you and
It
lock
depends
you
what
in.
kind of choke. Not the scissor choke, right?
Like this.
You heard of the scissor hold?
Hey, babe. Estás bien loco. Where did I get this guy from?
No, well, I agree with Michael. You look pretty good. Maybe it's the lighting, guys.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm all probably.
You're not showing any stuff, right?
What stuff? I don't
No.
say that.
Like you're.
We cannot have any more kids. No way,
Because
Jose.
you have the legs in sexy position.
Hi, babe. Okay, anyway. So are we done talking to our friends? Because I have to get back to my kids. We're literally just finding time for everything, and I just don't even know how we do it sometimes. Really.
We have a question.
Yeah. What is it?
We have a question from Jomar.
Jomar. Oh, he just had a baby. What's the question?
Jomar.
Brother,
Yo. Hey, Jomar, but brother, by the way, how was Driven, man? How was Driven Chella?
bro, it was amazing. Amazing. I can't wait already for next year. It was a beautiful experience. Like, I didn't want it to end.
I know, right? It went
No,
by so fast for me.
It was as good as it gets during this pandemic that's going on. Like we made it happen, and it was like the sun was out. It got a little hot, but we were the only big event going on. Like
Yeah.
we didn't cancel anything.
Yeah. Like, and what you were saying about buying the ticket on the front and buying it in advance, like, man, I learned that from you, by the way, and that's exactly the same way I am now. Like as soon as you guys start selling the ticket, like I was basically almost running towards like Steph because I wanted to get the best seat. So like people were talking to me, I was like, hold on. So I was like kind of like skipping people just to make it like first to Steph and get the best seat.
That's good.
Did he get the best seat?
He sure did.
Oh, he did. I'm not surprised.
Hey, brother, but I wanted to ask you real quick. I know, like in terms of the culture, like it's so important on the company, and I learned from you and also from studying Patrick that that culture of having like self-improvement and people reading books, your agents, your employees. So like I'm about like almost 10 agents at the moment, and the employee, 2 employees. So like, do I start like that reading books culture like once a month, like right now? Because like for example, let's say I start doing that, and I see a couple of realtors that are kind of like pushing me back in terms of reading a book a month. Is that like Is that something like, for example, I saw Patrick Bet-David, like he said on one video that he actually fired somebody for not reading the book Principles.
Yeah, and that's like for employees, you could do that, but you also have to let them know in the beginning. Like you got to let them know, like when they sign their agreement and everything. Hey, by the way, we require you to read a book a month. And if they tell you like, oh no, I don't read, I don't do that, I'm like, okay, well, maybe this is not the company for you. But your independent contractors, they work their own schedule. So you can't force everybody to read a book if they don't want to read the book, but you could choose who you let in. So you want to let in people that are going to be like, yeah, I want to read this book.
I want to be better.
But for example, like this quarter is the hardest quarter to break a record. So like the last quarter, let's say you had your biggest month as a company. This quarter is going to be your toughest. Like I don't think that's going to get I haven't seen a bigger challenge than this quarter because we have so many distractions going on. The coronavirus that's almost hopefully gone, the election, the riots that are we need to just think in advance. What's going to happen when a president wins? Is there going to be riots? So we got to think worst case scenario. So there's going to be a lot of distractions. So you, as the CEO, you got to come up with a innovative campaign, a positive distraction. What am I going to do? So maybe I'll give you a quick idea. Maybe you have 10 agents. So let's just say that you make $2,000 off each closing that an agent does. So let's say you want, and I'm just keeping the number simple. So if you make 2,000 as a company, as an office, that's 20 grand that you would make. So I would create a $20,000 reward, even if you break even. Just so you might even lose money this month. But I would tell people, hey, if you guys close X deals, I'm gonna give like $5,000 to third place, $7,000 to second place, and I'm gonna give 15 grand for number one, cash price. And I'm just giving you don't have to go that crazy, but you could be like $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 for first place. Because this is going to push everybody to work. So guess what? When they say, there's riots out, they're going to be like, fuck the riots, man. I'm going to go out there and sell homes. And they're going to be motivated because they want to win that extra cash. And then guess what? Maybe there's not going to be a lot of competition out there. I guarantee you not enough competition. So they're going to have the market wide open. There's going to be properties for less. So you got to find out, where can I expose an advantage for my company? So a lot of things that Patrick does, like we do, the last quarter of the year, which has all the holidays as distractions, and now we have a couple others like elections, riots, coronavirus. Now you have to really think, how can I motivate my people to stay away from all of these distractions and focus on working? Because we are gonna go through a really challenging time. So let's just all be clear on that. Like I don't guarantee that often, but the only thing that I guaranteed recently is that I'm gonna be a billionaire in less than 4 years. But I guarantee that the next 3 months are gonna be very challenging because of those things that I mentioned: election, riots, coronavirus, and holidays. And why are people going to riot? Maybe because they're going to stop giving these bailout checks. Maybe they're going to catch on to all the fraud going on.
Yeah.
Maybe stores we're going to go on an even worse lockdown. So we got to start thinking worst case scenario, how am I going to distract my people positively? So start thinking about that. Don't think that, it's going to be so beautiful from here on. So like if you're watching this and maybe you work for a company, you're an employee, or you're starting a business, think about these things. It might be a very challenging time, so make sure you fight for your job, you fight for your company, and teamwork, because there's going to be the most powerful people right now are going to win big, but the average, you're going to go down. So right now we got to find a way to stay away from average people, because when all this craziness happens, we might be, we're going to listen to this episode a month from now, 2 months from now. And all the average people, they're going to die. And I'm not saying die physically, but die mentally. So it's going to be, and these are great times for people like Jomar, for people that want to make some big moves. That's why right now, hey, keep stacking money, stack money, because when times get difficult, whoever has money is going to have security, is going to be able to order food, send people to get food. You're going to have more money to take on investments, opportunities.
Yeah.
And it's going to be huge for a lot of people. A lot of good things are going to happen for great people that are prepared. And always be paranoid, Jomar. Stay paranoid and always be watching your back. Keep doing what you're doing and figure out, and we'll talk about this later if you want, but let's come up with a positive distraction for your people. And hey, maybe things don't get that bad, hopefully, but just be prepared. Let's think in advance.
Yeah, agreed.
You want to add something to Jomar?
No, that's it. I agree with everything that he said. Right now, go all in.
She agreed with everything.
It's the truth. You just have to be prepared and work really,
Doesn't
really
it
hard.
feel awesome,
While
Jomar, when your wife agrees with everything you say?
when others are distracted, that's when you gotta go all in and work harder than ever. Because nobody ever died of working hard.
Yeah, but
Just
Jomar is fearless. He's not. I'm sure he's right now. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kick everybody's ass.
Yeah. I love it. Hey, and so yeah, I will work on that, creating that blue ocean strategy and that contest. I love that idea. I will start strategizing on that. That's my job as the CEO, the leader. And in terms of of the book thing, so basically, I can't fire salespeople because of that. I can't fire employees, but whoever I hire going forward, even like realtors, I just gotta make it straight from the beginning. Like, hey, this is a self-improvement company, and we read every month. So and get a feeling to see how they react, to see if I want them or not before I even get them.
Exactly.
Yeah. So right now, also start thinking about monthly meetings to kind of celebrate and build culture. Like we're having our first monthly top performers party. It's really a party. So we're celebrating success, and only people that earn it are part of it. When it's time for you to create that. Spend a good amount of money. Obviously, don't spend all your money, but spend some good money accordingly to how much money you're making, you have in the bank, and just be smart about it. But spend a good chunk to reward top performers, and only top performers come. Only people that earn it. That way, there's no favoritism. You're not gonna select. Oh, let me select this person because I like them. Mm-hmm. You're gonna select people that earn it based on production, based on numbers, because numbers don't lie. Everybody's gonna be excited to produce, which is gonna be good for the company. Yeah. To be in this party mastermind, hanging out with Jomar and all the top people, and maybe bring on a special guest. Maybe hit up Bobby and see if Bobby wants to stop by, or Sophia. Remember, if you invest money in Sophia or people or things like that, I'm sure they'll support you. Like I support you all the time whenever you need me. So that's the power of sitting in the front. That's the power of investing in people, that whenever you need their help, they're going to be there. And that's very important. And also start maybe the book of the month or a movie that you watch with your team. Make it a movie that's about war and fighting as a group. Because right now in the next 3 months, we're going to have to fight and go to war as a group. Because times will get tough. Like I know it's not going to get easier. It's going to get tough.
We'll see.
Even if everything goes good, you have the distraction of the holidays. That's a huge distraction. And then when all those other 3 things that I mentioned, I just don't see it being good. I see it as the economy going down before it goes up. Another little and maybe we go on. I don't know. I'm paranoid, so I'm always thinking worst case scenario. So I know we got to push. I know this month we had to push till the end. Today was the last
funding day
to close deals for this month. So we were pushing, and we did better than last month. So now we gotta have a strong start. So right now we just gotta go all in before things get worse. So I'm just I'm just paranoid, but that's what keeps us growing. Because if you're not growing, you're dying. So prepare your people mentally and re-enroll them whenever they get unenrolled. If you see some of your guys with their heads down, it's the holidays, wake up, man. It's not the holidays. It's the holidays for the broke people, not for the winners.
It's the holidays for everybody, but that doesn't mean your life should stop. And I feel like the world stops like after Thanksgiving or even after Halloween.
For not the winners. The winners, they keep going. They go harder.
Albert, so when you said about the movie, that you guys watched that movie together?
Yeah. So what we used to do, which we're gonna get back to that, is watch a movie together as a team. Mm-hmm. So for example, the first movie we watched that I remember is The Founder.
Oh yeah.
And we watched it as a group. All the top producers, we watched it.
We even had it McDonald's.
Yeah, and I ordered McDonald's, and we were watching it because I told him, look at what this person from nothing and these other two guys from nothing created. McDonald's and systems. Like that's where I always get that where I explain to people, McDonald's, you could have a McDonald's in China, Mexico, Tijuana, Brazil, and they all do good because of the systems. And why do they do good if the food sucks? Because of marketing. Like Kim Kardashian is not the sexiest girl on the planet, but she's the most wanted because she knows how to market. And then she taught her little sisters how to market. Now Kylie's the most wanted girl. And she's not the prettiest in the world.
Pretty.
There's a lot of pretty girls that don't market. She's pretty. Because remember, Jomar?
She's hot.
There's a lot of realtors better than you. There's another person that wants to join. I think we have, maybe that's the last question.
Yeah.
But Jomar, there's a lot of realtors that are better than you. But you're better than those realtors at getting attention. So you're getting all these people, they're interested in, I want to be part of Jomar's group. I want to be part of his company. I want to be mentored by Jomar. And then you start growing. And then with the money that you make, like people were talking about finances, invest this money into growing. Invest this money in you. Like, how can you get better?
Yeah.
Like, look at our friend Mohammed, Alpha Slice. This guy, he's not scared of spending money. He fucking got a Ferrari. And then he said, well, I'm going to get a Lambo. And then he said, well, I need to get more attention. And he went and got his Patek Philippe.
Funny. Mm-hmm.
So and this guy's, and then he's like, the taxes in California. So he went and moved to Florida. He's not scared of making moves. So you're in a good place. You're in Florida. But if things get a little crazy, maybe I'm like, gather my troop and I'm like, hey, who wants to jump the ship with me and leave to Florida?
Not me.
And then whoever wants, if she wants to stay here, then maybe she leaves me and I have to go find somebody like Syl over there. But I move to wherever there's opportunity. I'll take Italia and you could keep Berlin.
No, they're both mine. I made them. But yeah.
But yeah, brother, let's talk about it because I want to get with you on the. I know we're gonna get together to do something, a video or something like that. But I'm all in. We had a lot of things going on this week and a lot of things to catch up. But we'll do it. I think in the next few days.
Yep.
Awesome, brother.
All right, brother.
You had a question?
Well, yeah, I was gonna share. I finally got my employee identification number, and I was gonna ask what bank you recommend for banking.
Not Chase.
B of A.
Yeah, B of A is good.
Why not Chase?
They make everything hard.
Because Chase is very. I mean, I'm saying based on my experience, Chase is just very delicate. So you'll deposit a check and they'll put a hole on it, and then you'll send a wire and they'll put a hole in it, and then so they want you to
verify everything.
They want a lot of experience, a lot of repetition, so that they're finding like, oh, okay. And then with a lot of fraud going on, things like that, so they're a little bit more Yeah. So B of A, I noticed that they've never they gave me problems, but $21 million running through B of A and very little problems. And Chase, not a lot, and they give us the most problems. So I'm just saying, like, you want to work with a bank that's maybe B of A is stronger than Chase. I don't know, but and also the online system and all that. Like, trust me, like, I run both of them. I had U.S. Bank too. U.S. Bank was not user friendly. Chase is not. They're a little bit more user friendly, but B of A very easy to use.
Bank of America is amazing.
Yeah, so I like Bank of America. Wells Fargo, I haven't really used them that much, so I don't like to give my opinions on things that I don't know. But I think I love Bank of America.
They were asking me what my expenses are for a month. Should I say that it's higher than it really is, just so I can get accepted? For
No.
How does that work?
You'll be fine. You'll be fine, yeah.
But
You're
that's
good.
it? Are we done?
Yeah, you got a question, Tony,
No.
to add to this?
Tony's good.
Yeah, so we're good? All right, guys, so we're going to wrap this up. If you guys have any more follow-up questions, just DM me. Remember that if you like what you're watching right now, subscribe to my YouTube channel, to our YouTube channel, share it. It's Driven CH, Driven Channel. And give us more ideas of what you want to hear. We do this for you guys, and we don't charge for this. We really appreciate all of you, and I think somebody commented something, and we really do this to help. Like, remember that, like, when I said about the whole billionaire thing, like, when I say, oh, it's no big deal, it really isn't, because there's people that are worth 180 billion.
Yeah, there is.
So, like, 1 billion is no big deal. Like, how are you going to get to 2 billion? How are you going to get to 4 billion? It's no different. You still have problems. You still run into health issues. You still have bad people around.
Yeah.
You just have to get rid of those bad people as soon as possible, and you have to make it a bigger purpose than $1 billion. Like, how many people are you going to help?
Yeah.
How many other billionaires are you going to create?
100%.
So focus always on what's the next thing. And like I talk about it a lot, I want to create my own school because the school system sucks. So I want to create my own elementary school. And I don't think kids need to go all the way up till 12th grade. That's so stupid. Like, I think you should only have like 3 grades. Like, have like first grade could be elementary, second grade could be middle school, and then third grade could be high school. And that's it. Then fourth is already like entrepreneurship school. You start learning marketing. You start learning like
how to make
finances, real estate investing, and all that stuff. So that's what I think. Also, like vaccines and all those things. Like, so that's what I want to do with the $1 billion. Bigger purpose than that. So thank you guys. Appreciate you. Love you. You want to close it out? I'd like to
Bye,
close it out.
guys. I will see you next Wednesday.